Today we'll continue our lesson in Chapter 3, the Islamic world, and Section 1, the roots of Islam, and Lesson 2, the Prophet of Islam, and that is in pages 62 to 63. We'll go ahead, log into LODA-USD website and go to Clever, and from Clever, Cengage, and from Cengage to our world history book, which is the National Geographic Learning. And from there, from the left side, you'll see our navigation, which is the English edition or Spanish, and Unit 1, Chapter 3, Section 1, Lesson 2, and that is pages 62 to 63. Now let's start with the chapter's essential question. What major contributions did Muslim leaders and scholars make to world civilization? And the objective of this lesson is to discuss Muhammad as a great religious, political, and military leader who preached the religion of Islam and unified much of Arabia. Well, an oasis in Arabia became the birthplace of a major world religion in the 600s. In a cave near Mecca, a middle-aged merchant heard messages that he reported came from an angel named Gabriel. The merchant began preaching those messages and united Arabia under a new religion. So the main idea of this lesson is that Muhammad was a great religious, political, and military leader who preached the religion of Islam and unified much of Arabia. Let's talk about the life of the founder of Islam. So today, the religion of Islam has about 1.5 billion followers worldwide. Its prophet, Muhammad, was born into a family of Mecca's ruling tribe about 570. Well, a prophet is a teacher believed to be inspired by God. So as a young man, Muhammad gained a reputation for intelligence, honesty, and kindness. Muhammad worked as a trader for a wealthy widow and merchant named Khadija. She was so impressed by Muhammad's virtues that she married him. Well, since our focus is not his love story, Muhammad had a deep interest in religion. He periodically retreated to a cave outside Mecca to pray. When he was about 40 years old, he had his first of many religious experiences. As he prayed in his cave, he heard a voice that he identified as the angel Gabriel. Now, this angel was also mentioned in the Bible. The main message was that people could achieve salvation or go to heaven in the afterlife only by worshiping and obeying the one true God. He therefore rejected the polytheistic practice of religion or worshiping many gods. So during this time, people worship many gods, or they are very polytheistic. So Muhammad instead followed the teaching attributed to Abraham, who said that there is only one God. In 613, Muhammad began to preach the only God of Abraham should be worshipped and obeyed, not the traditional tribal gods. In Arabic, Islam means submission to the will of God. And the name of the follower of Islam, called Muslims, it means one who has submitted to God. The picture that you see here is in Mecca, and the cube that is in the middle is called the Kaaba. This shrine takes the form of a stone cube and contains the holy rock called the Black Stone. The Black Stone of Mecca is a Muslim relic, which according to Islamic tradition dates back to the time of Adam and Eve from the Bible. It is an eastern cornerstone of Kaaba, the ancient sacred stone building towards which Muslims pray, in the center of the Grand Mosque of Mecca in Saudi Arabia. The stone is a dark rock, polished smooth by hands of millions of pilgrims, that has been broken into a number of fragments cemented into a silver frame in the side of Kaaba. There are some theories suggesting that this is a meteorite, so this hypothesis is still under consideration. The truth is, well, the obvious is, it is an eastern cornerstone where Muslims pray in the center of the Grand Mosque of Mecca in Saudi Arabia. Now let's talk about Muhammad's leadership. His teachings about the one true God threatened Mecca's political leaders. They supported traditional religion, benefited from the city's position as a pilgrimage for polytheistic Arabs. Again, polytheism is the practice of worshiping many gods. So the Arabs during these times are generally polytheistic, or they worship many gods. The leaders made life difficult for Muhammad and his followers, and eventually they fled to the Arabian city of Ch.3. This event became known as Hira, the year of Muhammad's flight, around 622. It is also the beginning of the Muslim calendar. Yathrib was later renamed Medina. Eventually, Muhammad and his followers were given leadership of Medina, where they established an Islamic community called Ummah. Muhammad made loyalty to Ummah more important than that of a tribe. He began uniting Arabia's many quarreling tribes under Islam. The leaders of Mecca tried to crush this movement. However, in 630, Muhammad conquered Mecca, removed all idols at the Kaaba, and dedicated the shrine to the God of Abraham. Well, from this point, they conquered almost every territory surrounding Mecca. And by 632, when Muhammad died, most Arab tribes had joined the Ummah. Muhammad had proved himself a great religious, political, and military leader. And even today, Islam is considered to be one of the fastest growing religions. Now let's go to the review and assess questions. The first one, reading check. On what main belief did Muhammad base the religion of Islam? Hint, this is also the religion where Christianity came from. Number 2, analyze cause and effect. Why did Muhammad and his followers move from Mecca to Medina? What are the reasons? Or maybe just a reason why they moved from Mecca to Medina. Now, number 3, identify details. The text states that Muhammad was a great religious, political, and military leader. What details in the text support this claim? In other words, what makes Muhammad a great religious leader? What makes him a great political leader? And what makes him a great military leader? You will definitely find all the answers to these questions in this very brief or short lesson. Now go find the Chapter 3, Section 1, Review and Assess assignment in our Google Classroom, and go to slide number 2 and fill in the information and answer the questions here. Write down the title of the lesson and the definitions of the key vocabs that are included here. And obviously, you will need to write your response or answer to the questions on the right side of the slide. Always make it a practice to write your responses in complete sentences. If you will finish early, you can also make an advanced reading for Lesson 1.3, Beliefs and Laws, in pages 64 to 65.